Are you and you want to update us on your latest blog?
Yes, this morning I decided to write a blog about Men's Health Month. This is all for men. And I wrote this really compelling, the first couple of sentences say it all. The number one killer of men under 40 isn't disease, it's suicide.
Wow.
And they list in all my statistics 525,000 men. That's how many will lose the fight against themselves this year. Not to illness, not to violence, but to quiet, unseen pain. And I have been getting letters from men saying, "Thank you for writing this. You are the voice out there that I cannot be." I mean, this is what has been steadily coming in. Thank you so much for saying this. Nobody hears us because we never share this. And in the blog, I talked about how men will not ask for help. We know that. Men will not say, "I am suffering." We know that. Men will not say to their buddies, "Hey, I just want to sit here and drink and do drugs and do whatever I can to forget." They might say that, but they won't say why. And one man in particular who owns a high up end, um, I'll just say business in LA, said, "I am so right. He has been suffering in silence for years and not reaching out to anybody because nobody's interested. Nobody cares." And this is steadily, I'm the spokesperson for the International Council for Men and Boys. And this is what I hear constantly from all of our meetings. All of these men are saying the same thing. Now, how can men in one country after another be saying the exact same thing? They think that they are supposed to be strong and dedicated to our protection, and we love you for that, men. But what about your own protection? You can't protect me if you can't protect yourself first and foremost. So I'm raising this awareness now, and I'm getting kudos from the men who are reading this,
Why
except
do
for
you, so,
one
so
woman.
why is this happening?
Because men are supposed to be strong. They think they're supposed to be strong. They think they're supposed to be unbreakable. They think they're supposed to come across as being everybody's savior. And while I'm talking about these statistics, and while I'm talking about what's happening to our men today, some woman interjects, "Oh, I saw the name of your book. Real Men Don't Go Woke." You shouldn't use woke that way. And that's just to create additional fissures in our interpersonal relationships. And I said, if you don't like the word woke, change it to "real men don't go wuss." Real men don't go voiceless. Real men don't go spineless. You don't like the word woke? We can argue about that word, but we cannot argue about the fact that men are dying and nobody is doing anything about it.
So what? And the thing is, it's because are they not as skilled? Are they not able to take? Is it because women can take care of themselves or have the ability to be financially independent? Do you think that men aren't able to stand up educationally to women in the classroom anymore, and they feel like that they are not able to meet the standards that women are expecting of men now?
There's no question that women are surpassing the numbers of people in graduate school, people in undergraduate school, people in higher education. They are more prominent and dominant than men are in higher education. They are earning large salaries today, whereas the men were the most important breadwinners in at what we knew growing up. And a lot of men are having difficulty with that. Funny thing, I was teaching a group of college students when I was in New York, and I said, How many of you guys, and it's mostly guys in the classroom, how many of you guys wouldn't mind if your wife made a good living? Oh, and they all raise their hands. What if, however, she made more than you? Every single man said, "No way, I wouldn't want that." Now, these were young men, college students. They felt that they had to earn the most, not their wife. So we still have some of that going on. But in addition to all of that is that push, that ugly push that is telling men, don't open your mouth if your wife is beating you up or throwing frying pans at you. You cannot come out in public and say, I have been beaten up by my wife. That's not attractive. So men are sitting back and being abused verbally and physically as well and not speaking up. The silence of men is something we must eradicate. But you know, women have to make it safer for men also. Every time a man opens his mouth and he says, "Look, I need this is how I feel," either she cuts him down or cancels him or castrates him verbally in one way or another. And so he says, "Okay, fine, I'm not going to say anything anymore." As a result of that, women come to me and they complain, "He never tells me about his feelings." Well, what do you expect if every time he does that, you cut him off?
Right. Exactly. Cut them off. So where do you think we're going with this? That's
Well,
the point. I mean, here's the reason. I mean, as a former school teacher, I saw how they were leaving boys behind in school based on
definitely.
how their expectations were.
Right.
This was to catch women up. Now they didn't just catch women up; they made women go ahead of men, and women have the desire of having children, so they also have other outlets than men. And if you get rid of men being able to compete in the highest level jobs, then men are going to become irrelevant in society.
And that's what's happening, Neil. It's really so sad. Men feel, even if they're not really irrelevant, but they feel that they are irrelevant.
Mm,
And if you feel that you are irrelevant, guess what? That's what you're going to project. And when you project feelings of irrelevance, feelings of being a non-entity, that's how other people treat you. So I just finished writing a an article for a magazine in Egypt about presentation and how you project yourself. But honestly and truthfully, it all begins here, how you feel about yourself. And that's why I said that every time somebody comes to me and we talk about, well, I have to give a presentation here, I have to give a presentation there. And trust me, I I have done coaching for heads of companies, heads of countries, heads of households. It runs the gamut. How you feel about yourself is how you project out how other people should treat you.
yep.
So if you start with a rotten core, people are going to treat you like you deserve to be treated as a rotten core.
All right. The that This is just really but how are you going to change things if men aren't going to be willing? You're going to have to change the society of the next level of men who are going to have to take on their role and understand, because I
Well,
think ultimately also men aren't taking on that role of sacrifice, that role of working their fingers to the bone, working hard, and understanding that their role is to be a leader in a relationship.
but men
Of-
but men are not going to change and get better in any way until women make it safe for them to step beyond the quote boundaries that they have been assigned.
Hmm. Well, this is a quite interesting conversation, Dr. Gilda. I don't know if there's any way to fix this situation as we are fixing so many different situations and how each day changes, right? Like the Elon Musk, Donald Trump drama is back. They made up, it sounds like. You
Did they?
didn't hear about it?
I didn't hear that news yet. Are you kidding?
It's a
Listen, what did
drama.
I tell you?
It's just for news. It really is if it's true.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I know Elon was posting on X, because I saw it myself, that how many of you think we're better together than better apart?
See, this is all it's all play.
So
And
I
see,
didn't I
but
say
see,
that?
so so
I
so
said
so
it was
so so
better.
we should talk about Gen X and baby boomer men versus the younger men and how the Gen X and baby boomer men are moving forward in society while everyone else is moving backwards. And why is that?
Well, that they're moving. Well, there are a lot of factors, and it really depends upon which baby boomer men you're talking about and which Gen X and Gen Z type of
No,
guys.
so you're looking millennials and Gen Z are falling behind as men. It is what it is, and that's
No, 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 no. Things are no. The interesting part is that the Gen X, the millennial women, are woke. They're woke and they're proud to be woke. This is what they tell me. I talk to them. However, the men are moving more towards conservatism. So the women are coming to me for consultations, relationship advice. How do I find a guy? Well, you're not going to find him by cutting him down and canceling him.
okay. Well,
It's
we're yeah.
It's really a mess. One gender is sending out one message, the other gender is sending out another message, and they have not been able to find a commonality.
All right. Best place, drgilda.com. Appreciate it, Dr. Gilda.